Hi guys, welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are live back in the studio. Yay! Woo! We're so excited, and yeah, it just feels good to sit down and see my friends and just enjoy their beautiful faces and not just talk.
What do you mean, friends?
Fine. Oh, thanks, Pete. See, he's nice, and you're like, what do you mean, friends?
Well, you gave me one of these vanilla cherry things.
Well, what do you want? I mean, do you want a beer? That needs to be bought by the business.
Company, yeah.
So, of course, we have Jesper over here and Pete there, and I'm Jason. So, for anyone that's new, looks like Janet and Keith are on. So, hi, guys. We appreciate everyone joining. Thanks, Justin. So tonight's studio sponsor is Irvine's Auto Repair and Grand Rapids Hybrid. We'll talk about them a little bit later, but thank you for supporting the show. Everyone that's listening, if you can please share the stream in any of your groups, that helps us more than anything. Yep. When we can get our name out to other people. So I just want to talk about the picnic real quick. It is still on, at least in Michigan. The governor says up to 100 people with social distancing.
So, Janet, there's room for you as well.
Janet, book your flight now.
There we go.
It's August 15th. And Rob, if you guys want to come down from that, for that, it's noon to 4. It's going to be a blast. I haven't talked to you guys about it, but I thought about live streaming during the whole thing.
We can set up a stream.
Kind of fun.
Absolutely.
You know, have different people sit down and just chat about it. And maybe not the whole 4 hours, but I think that would be kind of fun.
We can figure something out. Absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be great. And of course, we're always looking for a sponsor for that. We haven't reached out to our current sponsors, but if anyone wants to sponsor that picnic, we would be open for that.
Hey, we might even let you, hand out brochures and stuff.
Oh, we might, huh? Real quick, too, picture of Mr. Miguel, who is a Patreon member of ours, and we gave away a camera. It was not an inside outside, just outside. So my guess is he'll sell it on Facebook Marketplace. But hey,
he actually said that he did not, in one of his vehicles, did not have a dash cam.
Okay,
he was going to put it in there.
Oh, nice.
Because he does use that for other gig work sometimes.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, and even if he did sell it, I don't care. He won it fair and square. Yep. We are going to test a Vanture camera. That one is actually going to go in my car, but then we'll be giving away the Blackview.
We'll be giving away the Blackview.
Yeah, which is a $500 camera. I'm not a huge fan of it. I can't say it's a bad camera. I just like the simplicity of the Vantures.
It's not a bad camera at all.
No,
it's just a different camera.
Right, it's just different.
Yep.
So we'll be doing that.
Oh. Paul wants to message about sponsorship needs. There we go, Paul. We'll be reaching out to you. Thank you so much.
Great. So stories.
Funny story about Miguel.
Uh-oh. All right. Let me settle in.
First time I met him, I didn't even realize I met him. I was at the Shell at Johnny's over on, Michigan and
Fuller.
Yeah, Michigan and Fuller.
And Fuller, yep.
And I'm pumping gas, and I see this Uber driver pull up next to me, and he goes in, and I kind of wave at him, and he comes out, and I ask him how he's doing, and he says good, and I'm like, all right, well, have a good night. And so I roll on, and I see in the chat, he's like, Pete, was that you I just talked to? I was like, oh, whoops.
Whoopsies. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Well, it's weird. You join that Telegram group and you don't really see pictures. It's not like Facebook where you're seeing their life. It's just, they're just messages, you know? So I wouldn't quite recognize him outside the group either. So, although he does have his own picture up for his profile picture, avatar on Telegram. But
do they still call them avatars?
I think
it's kind of old.
I know, but it sounds right to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, we don't have any stories from the last podcast. I have announced to the guys that I'm going to be driving after the 4th. So I'm ready to get back into it.
Is that when face masks are done?
No, there is no. That has not been.
Still haven't
No.
So you're gonna wear a face mask.
I am gonna wear a face mask.
You're gonna fold the beard up, or
you're gonna get one of those.
Yeah, like Gabe had.
Yeah, what are they called?
I don't know what they're called, but I definitely looked online for them today. Yeah. You just basically pull them up. And it's good if you have a beard.
Oh, he's got one.
Yeah, because when I put my face,
like the pens.
You're not even getting a hey-oh for that. Because like with my beard, it kind of comes right here. So if I can just tuck everything in and then pull it up, I think that'll be fine.
You should have some made with a logo on. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
I'd wear it.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not going to wear it when there's no one in the car.
What's the point?
And here's the thing with those pull-up ones, you can just kind of quick pull them down and then put it back up when you pick somebody up.
Have you thought about getting one of those plastic shields? I mean, no, seriously, no, but I mean, not for the face, not one of those like in the car,
like the ones we talked about in the last podcast.
Well, they made some. Since then they've come up with. It's not.
You mean our last podcast? He wasn't here, remember?
Oh,
see, last podcast I kind of effed up and I had a personal issue. So, well, it's ready now. Now I can say what I want.
Yeah.
But I saw a pretty cool one that it was actually. It was plastic. It was not like plexiglass.
So it was more flimsy?
Oh yeah. No, it was actually plastic, but it was all Velcroed all the way around. And that seemed like a pretty good idea, actually.
But here's the thing. Uber driving for me is about the connections. I mean, it's about the money, but it's about the fun connections. Yep. And you put that up and it's just like, it's weird. Then you lose dash cam, like it's kind of all wobbly,
right.
And I don't know. I like the Velcro. If I were to have to do it, like, this is required. I do like the Velcro option because you can just put it up and rip it down real easy.
Right, exactly.
But
let's use saran wrap.
So you could just wrap the rider before he gets in.
Just have a dispenser that goes right across the door. They walk in and they're like, oh, cut the sides like that.
Spin twice and sit down.
Nice. So Scott, I asked if we're wearing branded bill hats.
We actually are, but
not Pete.
But unfortunately, not with our brand because we can't afford it. But we'll get there.
That's funny that he caught that. I love these hats. And then
is that Scotty Frayne?
Huh?
Is that Scott Frayne?
Yeah. Do you know him?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And Nate Hendricks said, "Where's the social distancing, guys? No face mask. How are the roads?"
How are the roads?
I mean, if
we're about 6 feet apart,
so you two aren't, but I think we are
close. Well, I don't know.
It's fine. It's fine. So,
but the roads are not good. Well, I guess they're fine.
They're wet right now. There's
a lot of branches down.
Yeah, there was.
Like for not having a tornado come through?
Well, Granville got hit with a 75-mile-an-hour wind gust at some point. And apparently on the other side of Ivan Rest got hit real bad. But I had a few branches down in the front, but nothing.
They shut down 196 for a while because of the down pile wire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
And I think in Holland, there was a semi-trailer that got flipped over. I'm like, that's pretty powerful.
Right there,
hopefully it was empty.
If it was full, I don't think it got flipped. But anyways, back to, I'm going to start driving. I don't know. Jesper's on the fence.
Well, the problem is I have a day job and I have some responsibilities to them.
Correct.
And so I'm trying to figure out when is the right time for that. Because, I have business partners. I have, daily responsibilities I have to do. And I don't know. I want to go back on the road just as much as you do. I am itching, right? I want to go back. I'm missing my weekend therapy. I am.
And you're missing the extra money. That's.
Yep, I am. I definitely. I never did do any of the PUA or anything like that. So,
no.
What you're really missing is whipping out of Vito's.
I do miss
2:30 in the morning or 3 in the morning.
Well, it's like,
but it's the whole experience, though, right? It's all of it I'm missing. It's missing going out. It's the adrenaline rush that still was there a little bit, right? Not a lot anymore, but you're still missing.
Yeah,
you miss going out there and catching all the rides and having fun. And as you said, talking to the people. Because that was the best part.
Yeah,
and is the best part.
I wish I could have one where I could just push a button and be like, "Okay, you're assholes." Brrr, you know what I mean? Like, but I also
they have those in the limousines.
Yes, yeah. I don't know, but what about you, Pete? Have you thought about it at all or not?
Not really.
No.
I have. I'm kind of in the same boat though. I'm kind of like itching to get back out there.
Yeah.
Like. Again, it's not, it is about the money, but like talking to people and like picking up those awesome riders on Friday nights when the bar gets out there, like, the good ones. Anyway,
yeah. Well, I think it's a little different from you because you've transitioned to I hate to when I say a normal job. I
Real
feel like
job?
I feel like you
Full-time job.
offend people, but like a non-gig job where
Right.
you work an 8 to 5, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, I mean, you probably do miss it. I mean, it's probably been a nice break, but it's.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm ready. I might. July 4th sounds like a good deadline.
Yeah, I mean that weekend I won't be doing anything, but the weekend after the 4th, I think I'll be out.
I mean, I'm thinking it's already going to be slow. We know summers are slow as heck,
True.
right? I mean, so they are slow. They were always slow. College is probably nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to be down to like minimum. Now they're nothing because they were gone, right? They took off 3 months early. Right?
Not all of them. Only the people that were on campus. Anyone
sure,
off campus were still there.
But campus was a lot of the traffic.
True. I did see somebody complain about I know we're kind of getting off topic, but that's fine. In the Grand Rapids group, how slow it was. And I'm like, well,
I was gonna say, yeah,
it's slow because it's summer.
right.
You know, everyone's. I think it was the first night they were open. They were like, yeah, everyone's walking around. I'm like, yeah, it's summer. That's what people do.
That's what
Just
people do,
waiting a month when we get those. How many scooters downtown?
Oh, don't. Why'd you have to remind me?
That's
We
a
all.
bad idea.
We both just went. Oh.
But so let's see. So we have scooters, we have drunk people. Yeah, that seems like a really good idea.
Hey, you.
Oh yeah, you weren't. We talked about the scooters a lot.
Yeah, the last episode.
Last time.
So
Hey, dust off those dash cams because you're going to be getting some good footage.
posting some of that stuff again. No.
I know.
What was I gonna say?
You're old.
I was gonna say something that was important too. Anyways, it'll come back.
So real quick, the Telegram group, we're talking about it. The link is in the chat. I know Janet and Rob just joined from New Zealand, which is awesome. It's funny.
3 months ago.
Yeah.
Just
Wow. They're the newest.
yeah.
I meant.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I've looked at our stats, and our New Zealand stats are going up a little bit. It's hilarious.
Good. I love it.
Yeah,
I
Did you
love
see
it.
that New Zealand has declared?
I know. They're the only ones in the world.
Hey, good job.
They did something right.
Good job. They shut down. They shut down
Yeah.
completely.
And but I mean, there's not that many people in New Zealand, though, right? I mean, they had an advantage of, and they're an island, so that's an advantage too.
But it's not a small island.
No, but I'm saying it's not like Michigan, Ohio, where you can just
Sure.
drive to the next state, you know.
Right.
But anyways, so yeah, so join that Telegram group. We would really like that. And if you have to download the app and then click the link in there for some reason, or maybe just try to click the link. I've been saying that for about 2 years, and maybe it's different now. I don't even know.
Maybe they fixed it.
Maybe they fixed it. Who
It
knows?
is a pretty cool app, and it's a very, very cool community.
Yeah, and that I missed that too. Like
Yep.
the other day, Larry said he got back on the chat because I had started chatting, and then all of a sudden you were in there, and he's like, "It's like 40 messages I missed." Like this is like the
Oh
old
yeah,
days.
Do you
I woke
remember-
up one day and it was like 130 messages. I was like,
What happened?
"The world end? What's going on?"
Yeah,
There was nights where there would be thousands messages.
Yeah.
You know, it was like people are just yapping.
right. Janet says there's 5 million people, so Michigan has 10 million, so that puts that in perspective.
Well,
how
but
big-
so Denmark has 5 million people.
yeah.
6 million, but yeah.
So yeah, that kind of puts it in perspective of how small it. No, I'm not poo-pooing it by any means,
No,
but
no.
so just for fun, I always look at the stats in our group. We've shared 5,500 photos, 338 videos, and 55,523 voice messages.
Since when?
It doesn't give me a since when
Since
date,
you created it, yeah.
but yeah,
Does it say how many gifts?
no. Well, would that be under videos or
That's media. No, images.
probably images?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 5,500.
It's got to be more than that. I feel like there's nights where
Well,
like
it's
that's
prob-
the whole way of communicating is gifts.
It's probably, the same GIF is only once. It's counted once.
It might.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's some reusage of GIFs.
Right, for sure. You're up, Jesper.
I am up.
Yeah.
So, again, talking about all these things that helps us, we want to make sure that obviously we encourage our users, our listeners, not users, listeners. I'm all out of practice here to write a review on essential lockdown listening. What does that even mean?
You wrote that.
No, I didn't. I didn't write that. Anyways, we just want you guys to write reviews on our show. on all the places you can review it. And right now, the biggest place for us to do that is on Apple Podcast. And I think maybe also Google somewhere. I think I've seen it on Google. But anyways, definitely Apple Podcast. It does make a big difference. It helps us a lot. So thank you guys.
I had a sticky note. What'd I do with it? I think we're rated for podcast charts. We're like 350 in our category. Oh. So that's pretty good. I mean, if you can make the top 200 is where you want to be. Yep. So every review helps us kind of bump up or bump down, however you want to look at it. And
subscribe to us, of course, and listen to us regularly. It all helps.
Yep. And
Yay, thank you.
Oh, that's our sponsor. One of our sponsors. And there is a new website. So if you go to Gig Economy...
Yeah, we couldn't get the what without the dash.
I hate the dash. I hate it. It's gigeconomy-podcast.com. But if you go to the old website, it'll reroute you to the new one too, right?
Yep.
So, but yeah, check it out. We'd love you to take a peek.
And it's a work in progress.
It is always a work in progress. So, speaking of sponsors, our studio sponsor is Irvine's Auto Repair in Grand Rapids Hybrid. I was just there. Well, they did the brakes on the van. And I told them to do it as cheap as possible because I was selling the van. And so they actually did. Like they trimmed it down a little bit because I had a caliper bad on one side. They was going to replace the other one on the other side. I was like, no, it's fine. I don't need 2 new calipers. They're like, that's fine. It's fine. We'll do what you want to do. So they saved me a little cheddar there, but you can schedule online at irvines.com or 532-6600. We're trying to tighten them up on a year sponsorship, so you'd be looking for that.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. So, yeah. They're great. You can do everything digitally. You don't have to go in there or see them. They have free loaner cars. They work on hybrids and pretty much everything. So they've been in the business a long time, and their Google reviews are amazing. It's like a 4.8 average with like 300 reviews, which is pretty damn good.
Right.
And they respond to every single one, which is great too. So thank you to Irvine's Auto Repair and Grand Rapids Hybrid.
Yep.
All right. So gig economy in the news. We're going to jump right in. First story is mine. It's Uber by the hour. So apparently riders can now book drivers for an hour for $50 an hour.
But not in all markets.
Not in all markets. Well, I read the article today. Let me see if I can find where it said. Oh, following the successful pilot of hourly in the cities across Australia, Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. I'm like,
so no U.S. based.
No, and it's not like Go America that I'm saying, but I'm like,
not even North America, right?
No, and I'm like, okay, that just caught my eye. Isn't that weird? That at least, but anyways. So within the Uber app, you'll be able to request this trip as you would as any on-demand ride while setting multiple stops needed throughout your journey. The cost is $50 per hour with mileage overage varying city by city. Riders can book in hourly increments. Oh, Uber Comfort.
There you go.
So my question is, what it doesn't say is, what do the drivers get out of that? I mean, is it your normal rate? We always go over this, right? Like Uber's ripping us off and everything. Is it just the normal time and mileage without any extra bonus? Because if that case, I'm not interested.
No, I would think that they would get, of course, the normal mileage and stuff. But I would think then when the car is sitting still,
they would increase the time.
I would think so. Yes.
Yeah, I have to dig around.
I would hope so.
Because no one's going to do it.
Right.
Because you can opt into those and not. But right now, currently, it's only in Atlanta, Chicago, Dallas, D.C., Houston, Miami, Orlando, Philly, Phoenix, Seattle, Tacoma, and Tampa Bay.
For anybody in those markets, please let us know how that works.
Yeah. I know this month, D.C. market for stats was up there a ways. So anyone in the D.C. market or Chicago, we'd love to hear. But yeah, I'm just not doing it if they're going to pay me the 10, whatever our market is. What is it, 10 cents a minute? 15 cents?
I don't even remember now.
I mean, it's been so long. I need to get back driving stat. But
I know, me too.
I mean, I think it's good for the passenger, though. But I mean, I feel like they're just going to take advantage of it just like they always do.
But I can see like parties such as wedding parties. Or, like that. They would schedule like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, you actually
for a comfort van or something like that. I would often have rides with what was it? bridal parties, not bridal parties, but when
Bachelor.
Thank you, bachelorette parties, and I would have people say, "Hey, can you come back and get us?" And
Yeah.
oh, you just order another ride. I can see like that. They would want to pre-order for the whole night.
So what would be if it's charging the customer $50 an hour? What would be your line
To do it?
to do it?
Because that's the thing. Like, if they drive 1 mile, like they pick you up, they're going into, let's say they're going to meet a hooker. So they go to the hotel.
Like it hasn't happened. So.
Yeah. They live 1.5 miles away. You drive them, you get paid for that 1.5 miles, and then you sit there for 49 more minutes. Unless, he's Jesper, then probably 10 seconds. But
Heyo. Heyo.
But anyways, I'm not going to do it for the regular hourly rate. So
no, I think I would want to get $30 out of it.
No, that's not happening.
No, but then I would do it. I mean,
you're not.
What is the limit?
You barely get. Well, I shouldn't say you barely get $30 an hour when you drive, but
that's not true.
But here's the thing, though: if you could get less per hour, you're not putting wear and tear on your car, so you would probably take less, right? Because you're using less gas.
True.
So would you do it for 20 out of that hour?
Not 20.
No.
I would not go below 25.
I would say I think my line would be 25 because it also depends on what time of the day it is, what day it is.
There's tons of variables.
Because you're talking about Friday night at midnight.
Yeah.
You could make way more.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll have to look into it. I haven't seen a lot of chatter about it. We follow the groups all the time, and I haven't seen
First
much.
time I've heard about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen much how much the rider gets, so that would be interesting to see. But
yep.
Jesper.
Okay, so this is a share from Facebook, I think it is, in one of the groups. And this is Angela, who is talking about, she's a writer, and she's talking about one of her drivers. And this was during the whole thing after, within the last month or so. It's everything with the Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Blackout Tuesday, what they're talking about. So basically, this Angela, she's sharing the post of Latasha, and she was a rider in a Lyft car, and this one driver had spent his I don't know if it says it's
just
his
read
or
it.
her. Okay, fine. Man, I was complaining all morning about Lyft jacking up my morning commute, but God. Everyone meet Christina, my Lyft driver. Thank you. She's a woman. She literally asked, "What's your address?" I was so confused because in my head, I'm like, shouldn't you already have it? I almost hopped out of the car, y'all. Long story short, she canceled my ride so I could go home for free. She's been lifting all day, only taking African Americans to and from wherever they need to go for free. She said this is how she's using her voice, and she's contributing to Blackout Tuesday. So thank you, Christina, for saving me a $33 trip from work, but most importantly, thank you for advocating for us. So I think that's pretty cool. That was a cool way of doing it, and definitely a neat way of supporting.
Yeah, it's always good to see, I feel like we always focus on the shitty part of rideshare driving or gig economy in general. General? What the hell? Jesper said y'all, and I'm like, general.
One way that Christina could have done it, though, is she could have taken the passenger there, and then she could have said, please refund the ride.
Yeah, she probably should have done that.
Because at that point, the insurance still covers.
That's such a good point, Jesper. See, that's a
very good point. I didn't even think about that. That's normally like my...
I know. There's a professional right there saying, hey, be careful when doing that because you're not covered. Wow, nice one, Jesper. I appreciate that. Good job.
Yeah, I'm trying.
So,
and he also still leaves the option for tipping if they want to. Because
hopefully they tip.
Well, if they refund the ride, I don't think there's an opportunity for them to tip.
Yeah,
Do you think so? Unless you went home and did it.
Right. I mean, who knows?
Although so to put it in the interaction, it would be weird if you said you were going to refund the ride because then the customer's like, yeah, sure you are.
Right. No,
you know what I mean? So
refund,
to get the good connection with the customer, it was probably good she did it that way.
Right.
But I agree with that. Maybe you say, hey, I'll show you that I refund the ride right after it's done. I don't know. But either way.
Or you can wait and have the interaction afterwards. Because they're still there, right? And then you don't have the weirdness of asking for the address. You're taking them there.
That's true.
And then you say, hey, you know what? this is my support.
This is what I'm doing today.
This ride is free. And you go in, you refund it, and it shows up on their phone right away.
Yeah, within probably 30 seconds, they driver refunded you. So that's a good way of doing it. Then you're covered. So, all right. I'm lost. So this is...
Yeah, this next video...
I'm interested to hear your point on it. So I cut out a lot of the garbage beginning and end, but so you want to explain it? Okay.
Hunter! We don't have. He's probably not gonna let us in.
How many people you got?
What?
How many people you got?
4. Do you care if we have 5?
I'm not leaving Harris. I actually have to cancel your ride.
What?
I have to cancel your ride. I cannot. I'm not leaving Harris.
What?
I have to cancel your ride. I cannot go that far.
Go what far to our house? Then why would you come here if you can't go that fucking far?
Because it doesn't tell me that. I'm
not leaving. Okay, it's okay. We'll get another one.
Yeah. No, really.
Wait, you can't drive to Miramar?
Yeah, not right now. Sir, y'all get.
He won't drive us to our house. He said it's too far.
Are you fucking?
Yeah, then don't fucking show up.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
All right, so I'll wait to hear, because when I watch it, I'm like, okay.
I don't know who that guy is, but I don't really like him.
I don't really like him either.
No.
Just the way he was sitting, the way he was talking to him. And I guess the one thing we don't know is how far was the ride?
No, it was. It was like, I cut it out, but it was like, it was either 16 miles or 16 minutes.
Yeah, it was not that long.
Well, I think I read some of the comments and I kind of agree. I think he just didn't want to take 5.
Right.
He used that as an excuse, but why not just use the correct excuse that you're not supposed to take 5?
Right.
Because he just lost himself the cancellation right.
Yeah.
He canceled. He didn't get the cancellation rate.
Yeah, there's a weird vibe from him.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but he's talking real quiet.
Yeah.
And I don't think the girls were, I don't think they were being that.
No.
Like one of the comments is like, well, it's a good thing you canceled. She was going to puke. And I'm like, they didn't seem
that
be
drunk.
that
No.
They
rude.
seemed a little over. Well, but if it was 16 miles or 16 minutes, either way, that's not a far drive.
No,
it's not.
It's not.
And I do agree they don't tell you where they're going. So, I mean, unless you're like Diamond Bitch,
Right.
like Pete.
Well, he doesn't.
You
know
still-
it. Not anymore.
Oh, I'm still Diamond.
You are. I'm not.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, when I saw that video, I was like, that guy is just, his attitude is.
You know what, though? I swear, because you guys have seen some of my in-dash cameras, I have that attitude sometimes, too.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
That girl that...
I still remember, don't touch the radio.
Yeah. I'll never let that one down.
Also, why was his camera like on the ground?
Yeah, that was a weird front camera. Yeah.
Just don't touch the radio.
Miguel,
That's what like racers do, right? Don't
Right.
they put like their camera down at the bottom?
Yeah. Hey, Miguel, we are on Twitch. I don't know what your problem is. Anyways. Yeah, it sounded like he had like a souped up muffler too. You could hear it was a stick shift or whatever. But anyways. All right, we're going to jump into our awesome insurance provider, Michigan Insurance Financial Services. Jackie, who is amazing, called her, emailed her the other day. Can you drop the van? Yep, I'll take care of it. I'll backdate it to the date you sold the car. Real easy. Like that's the kind of service you get with Jackie. You don't have to email Progressive or whatever. Jackie's going to take care of you. You don't have to deal with a phone tree and all that stuff. So yeah, give her a call at 269-569-6127. That is her cell, or email her, Jackie@miafs.com. Have you done a insurance audit with her yet?
Not with her, no.
You probably should, or do you have a guy?
I have a guy.
Jesper's got a guy for
I'm
everything.
sorry, Jackie. If I did not have a guy, I've been with him for, I don't know, at least 5 years.
Oh, wow. A whole 5 years, huh?
Well, he's always treated me really well.
I bet he has.
He's like a Jackie. But
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
But, you know.
Well, what's great with Jackie, as we wrap up with that, is just the personal service. Right. She takes the hassle out of switching, which can be a pain in the ass. So email her, Jackie at miafs.com, and she will take care of you. Okay. Instacart. This is Heather Marie. She's local to Grand Rapids, but she said she had the worst encounter today with 2 men Instacart shoppers tag teaming Costco, asking other customers where items were because they didn't know, running through the store like they were 10. Both were running 2 phones. They would shop one, put it in their back pocket, and shop the other. Very disappointed on how Instacart handled this. Yeah, I mean, generally the rule is for Instacart and Shipt, you're not supposed to tag team things. I know it happens. If you're going to do it, don't be like these guys. Like, just be quiet about it. Like, why are you running around in the store? I wonder what she meant how Instacart handled this. I mean, like, what are they supposed to do?
They don't know.
They're going to be like, okay, we'll look into it.
But what's the big deal? There are 2 people, right?
Yeah.
And they're handling 2 orders.
Yeah, technically, that doesn't seem wrong if there's 2 separate accounts.
I don't see what the problem is. I mean, I was out shopping pretty late the other night, and I saw 2 obvious like shoppers. I don't know what they were using, what platform, but there was probably a couple out doing it together, and they were just doing 1 order. So I don't know what the issue there is, I guess.
Well, it's against the rules, you know.
Okay.
It just takes advantage of, like, can you chime in on this? Like, am I missing the point why it's against the rule? I don't know. Like, now that Jesper brings up a good point, I'm like...
I mean, it's just 1 account. I mean, there's nobody else in the car. It's not like there's 3 other riders in the car.
I think it's just taking advantage of the people that don't have that extra person, because honestly, if you...
Well, technically, they're doing 4 orders, right? Because if they're running 2 phones each.
Does it say they were running 2 phones? They're running 2 phones total.
Both were running 2 phones.
Both were running 2 phones.
Oh.
So
yeah,
4 phones
so I
total.
can see that problem. I have a problem with that. So they do double
because then
orders.
clearly they're using someone else's account.
Right.
Yeah.
But I can see how it would be easy if, let's say...
I missed that point. Good point.
Yeah, I did too. Thank you. Reading is hard. I can see if you had, like, let's say you have 10 items and you have 2 people. You're like, here's a screenshot. Because, like, sometimes it'll be, like, some stupid cat litter, and then the rest of it's in the dairy.
Right.
So you got to walk all the... I could see having your partner or your wife or whatever run over, get the cat litter, bring it back. But that would be the extent of it. I mean, when you're using double phones and that kind of stuff. But
I was so confused. This was the first time I was at Maya for 2 months, and there's stupid arrows in the floor.
Well, they're like this.
Kept going around. It's like, oh no, I'm going the wrong way again.
I was at Walmart, and the guy cussed me out as he went past me.
Well, what's funny is because, like, well, you shake your head, but you're a rule follower. I feel like you would be the old man cussing everyone else out.
The problem was I wasn't doing it on purpose.
Of course.
I just didn't notice the big, gigantic blue arrow somehow.
Oh, when we had, what's her name on, the Shipt lead, she said she didn't follow him either. She's like, I got shit to get done. Like, I'm not following these. I mean, I
don't really know what it actually accomplishes.
I think what it does is it keeps people the cross. So when you're going this way, the arrow says, and some people go this way, then you have the potential of exposure. But if everyone's going the same way, I mean,
that it's much easier to do the social distancing as everybody's doing one direction.
Right. But it's almost impossible, like, especially if you're not familiar with a store and you walk past it and then you have to walk back. Like, what are we just doing laps here until we get our item? Like,
yeah, him and I were at Meijer the other day, and like, I was getting laundry detergent, and we come up to the aisle, and the laundry detergent aisle was coming up towards us.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can see the laundry detergent I have to get.
But the arrow's the other way.
The arrow's the other way, so I had to walk all the way around, come back up. He stood.
He's, I'm not walking
nobody else
it.
can see what I'm pointing at.
Yeah. Pete's brother's in here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would have just grabbed it. I would have.
I mean, I honestly, I did do that. There was several times I went the wrong way with it. I was like, oh, I did it again.
Yeah, it's like whatever. Obviously, it must have been a store policy because I didn't see anything come down from the governor about direction of walking.
Yeah.
And so I'm not, I wouldn't be too worried about it.
think most of the stores did it though.
Yeah, you're right. They did, but I don't remember hearing like.
Well, maybe they were still written in the executive.
Yeah, you're
order.
right.
We just don't know.
It's like 40 pages, and it's not like I read it.
Michelle read them
long.
all.
Each one. Each time she puts one out, it's.
And how many orders did she put out? It was like crazy many. It was crazy many.
Well, each time I feel like since it's like an emergency status, she has to make it official like that. She can't just say
no.
This and this.
There's a full order being written out. Yes.
So that kind of a pain in the ass, but all right, Jesper. So this guy, go ahead.
No, I mean
I always do it. I always do it.
So this is an interesting video. It's a guy who is a delivery guy who is, well, according to himself, he's essential, but then somebody else thinks otherwise.
Yep, we'll play that right now if I pay attention.
Are you serious? Look! I'm not even doing anything. It tells me on the app that I can show you guys something. It tells me that I can show you guys you can't arrest me. Are you serious? Are you serious?
So the cop keeps saying, calm down. I would be like, I would be calm if you weren't falsely arresting me.
Right.
So I wonder how many times that did happen. I don't know if anyone that's listening saw any issues like that, but
it was obviously in Britain, right? I mean, because you look at the hats.
No, that was New York.
That was
Pretty
New
sure.
York?
Pretty sure.
Anyways, okay. So it looked to me like it was.
Well, I think they have their riot shields on. That's why it looks a little weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's still weird, though. I mean, why would they arrest him? I can't help but wonder that something happened before that we're not seeing. But
I don't know.
Well, I have a lot of the things in the past few weeks happened.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, clearly there was a miscommunication. They did not care to even look at his. I mean, clearly he's delivering.
Right.
Although you could sneak by with just a delivery bag, but then there must be something on the app. I mean, we apologize. We have not been driving, so we don't know. But if there was, why didn't the police officer be like, but they're just like, no bullshit right now. They're just like, arrest him and we'll deal with it later.
But the other thing I didn't recognize the backpack. I didn't recognize what app he was for.
I think it was either DoorDash or Grubhub. One of the two.
Okay.
It was red one. It's either Grubhub or
I felt like
DoorDash.
it was orange, but either way. So
do we need to watch the 19-second video again? Are we arguing about colors?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we only 44 minutes in. We have lots of time.
Right.
It does look orange, but it could be.
Oh, son of a bitch, Pete. Come on.
Give me the air 5. Come on.
No, the elbow. All right. So next up, Pete, this is this guy that wants to rent something.
Oh, yeah. I came across this. And it's a guy asking a question in the Uber Eats delivery drivers national group. And it says, how much can you rent out your bike and the account per week? I got another job and want to make extra cash.
Well, first of all, it's a bike.
Well, but I think some of the bigger cities that they do Uber Eats on bikes.
Yeah, for sure. But why you can't get a $10 bike from a garage sale? Why would you want to rent your bike out? He just wants to rent the account out.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
So I have a question. So why are there some posts that I see that people will, maybe it's not the account, maybe it's the car they're renting, but I swear there was like this group for a while that was renting out their accounts, and maybe that what they were doing, I'm sure it is wrong. I know it's wrong. But I swear it was like some legit Facebook group that I followed for a while that they were in New York. They were like renting out. It
probably is, but
how does somebody do a fleet? That's what I'm talking about. Not maybe the accounts, but where they work for somebody. Let's say the guy has 10 cars. He's just renting the individual car, and then he pays a portion of it back to the owner.
But didn't we have a fleet like that in Grand Rapids at one point? What were they
did?
called? Yeah, what were they called?
It was that the guy always posts.
Yeah,
still posts because he owns a garage too. Dad's
in Instacart. No, what was it called? Yeah, I forget.
I can't remember.
They were definitely he had more than 5, I would think. Definitely had a small fleet of vehicles.
Yeah, I didn't know he was like renting them as like that.
They were always out, and I saw them with the apps in the cars. So they were definitely doing Uber and Lyft.
Yeah. Well, anyways, you can't do that, y'all, because obviously you're not the person doing the work. Although no one cares on Uber Eats. I mean, do you really care? Do you actually look at your profile picture from your food delivery guy?
No.
I have only had it delivered once, and
I've had a couple times. You know what I saw? I was out doing mowing lawns, last week, and I saw a guy with his girlfriend in a Tesla delivering. He was driving, and she was doing the delivering. Like,
well, he has got to pay for that car somehow.
I mean, yeah, but like maybe you should get out there and do it. Like it was kind of funny just to see a Tesla doing that. That's what
I did. Trina and I did that a couple times.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, if you're all like,
but you weren't driving a Tesla.
No,
you're driving a Jeep.
Yeah.
Patriot.
I think there is a couple of Tesla Uber drivers in Grand Rapids. Yes. I think I've seen them.
I thought for some reason you couldn't drive an electric car for Uber or Lyft.
Really?
But maybe it's just Michigan. Maybe I read wrong, but I thought somewhere it said you couldn't use an electric car.
Huh. We're going to be talking about electric cars later too, right?
Right. Man, the chat is just quiet as hell tonight.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm like, is my stream like dead?
Well, did Miguel say something about Twitch?
He did.
Yeah, I haven't seen any chat in there.
No, it's just always shocking to me because usually you can't keep up with the chat.
Yeah, we're boring tonight, guys. That's the problem.
It's because
Can you guys hear us?
Oh, let's not do that again. It's because we were late because the damn billing. I didn't pay my bill. Clearly. Maybe no one likes this anymore.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, and the guy's last comments. So no extra cash for me. Sad face.
Well, I think he was joking.
Think so?
Yeah. Oh my God, I still haven't changed this logo yet. Son of a bitch. All right, somebody write me a note. Just talking about our Patreon account. We would love you to join that. We are offering, and I forgot to talk to you guys about that too, but I think we should offer for our Patreon a private Facebook account, a group where they can hang out and stuff.
Yep,
so we're doing that. I'm going to get you guys the podcast the next day. You get it before everyone else. And of course, free merch and all that fun stuff.
Additional great content.
Yeah, lots of great. I don't know. We haven't scheduled this month. I don't know what we're going to do, but
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, go to patreon.com/gigecon-podcast. I shouldn't even play this slide. It's 100% all wrong. If I had my sticky notes here, I'd write it myself a note.
Take the slide off. Yep.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if I delete it, then I'll be like, where the hell is that ad? I'm going to do that. No, I better not. I'll probably screw something up. So you're up, Jesper.
Okay, so report. Uber to go away. Uber to require drivers and riders to wear face coverings. So we talked about that last time too, right? That they were kind of do that, and they kind of finally, I guess, got their. They started sending out some of this the PPE to some of the drivers, and so now they're gonna start actually requiring it, and kind of you really have to wear it.
Well, they did require it on the 18th. That it's been since May 18th that they're requiring it. Yeah, I don't know.
But this article's old, May 4th.
Yeah, I saw you post that, and I kind of breezed through it. I'm like, maybe it's something different, but. Well, let's just talk about that.
Sure.
We talked about the mask, and I know what's talking. They're all chatting in the freaking Telegram group.
What's going on?
Yeah, I was
like, what are they doing tonight? These guys are boring as hell.
Janet says riveting conversation. Is that a cut, or is she cutting on us? I don't know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But about the face masks, I mean, how do you guys feel about that? I know maybe you brought it up before we started. Like, are you going to wear the mask? And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to wear the mask.
I can see myself wearing the one we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
That thing, if it works. I would not drive with a mask. And again, because I can't drive with a mask. My glasses fogging up like crazy, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, well, it depends on kind of the mask you have. If you have one that is that doesn't have very good seal over there, yeah, the hot air is going to go up. But I mean, you say that, then what if the masks are required for the next year? You're just not going to drive?
Well, I'm going to have to deal with it on a month-by-month basis.
Yeah, because we do have
try and solve it.
We do have a business contract that requires a certain amount of rides. It doesn't say anything about a pandemic.
I was going to say there's no terms about the pandemic.
So the bigger question is, if you pick up somebody that doesn't have a mask.
I know.
What are you going to do?
I'm hearing a lot of people, they're not, and they're still taking them.
But you can turn them down, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if you do 10 rides and 6 of them don't have masks on, I mean, are you just going to drive? I mean, you guess you get your cancellation fee.
I mean, it's the same problem. I mean, Michelle and I was talking about tonight about, events where quote unquote masks are optional.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't be, right? That's the whole problem. We're wearing the mask not for ourselves, we're wearing the mask for everybody else.
Yeah.
And so if you're the only one wearing a mask, there's no purpose.
Right.
Essentially, right?
So
it's like all the other people are disrespecting you, if you will.
Right. 100%. But how do you feel like going in the gas station? So when we first started back to work, I was like adamant about wearing my mask into the gas station. And like the last week or two, I've not worn it in. And they don't say anything.
No.
I know it says it's required, but they're not going to enforce it.
When I went to Meyer Monday, I forgot my mask.
Yeah.
We were like halfway there, and my brother reminded me. I'm like,
We have masks in the car, and we wear them.
Yeah.
I mean, the not one time use, but the cheap ones,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, so my sister was in from California, and they say they're required. They will give you a ticket if you don't have a mask on. So some states are like the beaches are open. You have to wear a mask at the beach.
Right.
Like I'm like, I ain't doing that. I mean,
well, the other problem is we've had a few cases of and we had the guy in Flint, security guard who got killed.
Yeah.
It's already bad enough when you got to tell somebody that they can't bring their kid in the car because they don't have a car seat.
Yeah.
Or they have a minor that wants to go alone. That's I don't know if I really want to deal with. If I got to wear a mask, anybody else getting in is going to be wearing a mask too.
Yeah, I mean it's only fair.
Right.
I just wonder how frustrated you would get, be like, not making any money.
Well, on top of that, I mean, look, if you're doing Lyft, you've got like one of those.
Well, I wouldn't be doing Lyft.
Well, yeah, you.
Well, we know that.
Or Uber, if you got a bonus going on for either one of them. I mean, look at all the ones Lyft has in the mornings, where if you pick up X number of people between a certain number of hours,
the streak bonuses.
Streak bonus.
Yeah.
That's going to go out the window. You ain't
Right.
getting no streak bonuses because if you cancel a ride, doesn't matter if it's your fault or their fault.
So could what if, and again, this is now adding cost, right? But what if you were to hand out masks?
I don't know because I haven't been out that much.
Right.
But can you get masks on that kind of a scale?
Well, yeah. My wife brings the cheapos home, and I don't know how much those cost on scale. Like you said, can I order 200 of them for $50?
You can order 200 of them, but they're not $50.
Is what I'm saying though. Is can you actually get?
I think you can get them from China.
Because Uber was supposed to send out masks to everybody, right? I haven't gotten them
either.
I'm diamond. I'm diamond, bitch.
I wonder it's because they know that you're not driving.
I think they're from
Wuhan.
Wuhan.
It could be.
Huh?
I think the masks are from Wuhan.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Sorry.
But Keith brought up a good point. Masks will be like minor riders. Yep. It'll be another argument. I didn't know Keith is from Georgia. For some reason, I thought he was local. He's one of our Patreon members. And he's from
I thought he was from Grand Rapids, too.
No, he's from Athens, Georgia. At least that's the address he gave me to send the hat. So I assume that's where he lived, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's just another thing to deal with. I totally get it. If you don't want to wear one, I don't. The only reason I'm getting after you just for discussion, if it's your choice. I mean, and
I can't even say anything. Like I said, I went to Meyer.
Yeah.
With no mask. On the way here, I went to the gas station. No mask.
Right. And no one's really, no one's really saying anything. But like Costco, nuh-uh. You have to. They will not let you in. They have.
Menards, same thing.
Same thing? They will not let you in?
No.
Interesting.
There's a guy out front. He has like they have a big counter as to how many is in the store.
Yep.
Yep.
But has anyone tried to get in there without a mask?
Well, he won't let him in. He's out there.
He'll physically restrain them?
Well, I guess.
I know you don't. You can't answer that. But it's a rhetorical question.
But there was 3 people he turned away. Like, no, you don't want a mask. You got to go.
Well, good for them, though. I mean, at least the store is sticking to what they're going to do. I don't know.
I mean, my excuse is I just literally never go out. I haven't gone out.
Well, you work from home too, so
Yeah.
Well, this is why there's actually something going around. I'm bringing up the car insurance that there should be more of a discount because even me, now that I'm even back to work, I don't go anywhere. I drive to work and I park my car, and that's it. Like I'm barely going through gas.
Well, didn't the governor?
Yeah, there was something going on.
She made a law or something. The insurance companies had to give more of a discount.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate.
I didn't hear about anything.
No. I think it was proposed. I don't know if it's got to go
was?
through a bunch of BS, through legislation. But I would appreciate what they've given us. But I mean, I'm literally using a tank of gas every 2 weeks. I mean,
yeah, my battery actually died.
Pete, what about yours?
It sat still for 5
dead.
weeks.
My battery is dead. I gotta get a charger.
You can take that charger tonight if you want. Yeah, it's a big ass one though.
That's what I wanted to get. It was one of those ones you plug in the wall. And
Oh yeah, that's what this
Every day.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, I took my battery out and actually took it to AutoZone and they tested it and it was gone.
Well, I said the same thing to him, but he only put his in December. So my guess is it's still okay. It just kind of drained down enough. But I think when they're like half life already and then you don't use them, I think it just smokes them. Because that happened to the van. It sat for a month and it was like nothing. So
yeah, I forgot to drive my car every other day.
Right. It's serious though. That is actually a good idea. If you're listening and you're not driving, you should
I want to go start that car.
start it and just drive around the block every
go
couple
get a
of
car
days.
wash.
Well, what they say is you got to leave it running for 30 minutes if it's still, or take it for like 15 minutes on the highway.
Okay. I didn't do that. I just drove it around the parking lot or the neighborhood. But Miguel said he got his mask from Uber. But I wonder if you can request them or they're just supposed to send them to you.
I thought they were supposed to send them.
Yeah.
I think you probably have to actively drive, Pete.
I seriously think that's why we haven't gotten them yet.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're looking like, this guy's not even driving. Why are we going to,
Yeah, but
spend
I'm
the money?
diamond, bitch.
You are. You
But
should
you haven't
be
driven for 30 days.
more
Been
than
more
30
than 30
days.
What day did the bars close in Grand Rapids?
Yeah, it was like March 20th or
That was
something.
the last weekend I drove.
Something like
Well, that's
that.
not true. I did Instacart and
Yeah.
Ship for like 2 weeks after that.
But
Yeah.
Uber don't know that.
Yeah, and the masks they're sending are just the paper ones.
Sure.
The
And Miguel says you have to request them.
well,
Shipped actually sent me a really pretty decent mask.
yeah.
Like reusable one.
They did? I didn't get anything from them either. I'm active on all those platforms.
Diamond bitch on Ship too, bro.
Oh, you ain't diamond nothing. Well, Miguel says you have to request them, so maybe we request them, and then let's say they send you 10. If you got your 10, poverty ones from Uber, and someone gets in the car, you'd be like, here.
If I got masks from Uber, I wouldn't actually wear them.
No, exactly.
Same thing.
Well,
as
yeah,
yours,
they're
but
just the cheap ones.
Yeah.
You need
But
to
I'd
get.
give it to somebody in the back seat.
Yeah, for sure. Would you ask for it back when they got it?
No, they can keep it.
I'm going to reuse this sucker.
I can see myself wanting to use the one that Gabe bought, though.
I do. I saw that. Of course, the internet, they stalk you. I searched one Google thing, and then I'm getting a billion ads on Facebook for those masks. I was like, I don't even know why I search on Google. I should just type it in, hit enter, and then exit out in 2 hours. I'm
I'm
going to
mad
have.
if Facebook hears what you say anyway.
That's true. I'm going to have everything I need. So, all right, let's move forward here.
Getting delivered for you.
This is a big trip, and there's nothing really special about this, but
So this was a 10-hour and 20-minute drive from Columbus, Ohio to Flushing, New York. And the driver made $573 for 561 miles. And so initially Jason was like, yeah, that's pretty decent. But
yeah, it's $1 a mile.
right. The problem is it's 10 hours there, 10 hours and 20 minutes, but you got 10 hours and 20 minutes back.
Right.
So you're looking at 21 hours, which brings it down to, what did I say, 27 hours?
$27 an hour.
And the other thing I just realized, he's probably going to have to stay overnight somewhere. He's not driving 22. You can't even drive 22 hours.
Well, if he turns his app off,
Turn the
they
app
don't
off,
know.
I
Yeah,
guess,
when you're going home.
That's true. But
It just brings up, we haven't seen any of these big ones in a while because of the pandemic, but it just brings up, is it worth it?
No.
You know, our advice is try to hustle something up front.
If they would pay for gas, I mean, what's 560 miles? You get probably 15.
My car would be in mine's a gas guzzler. That'd take me a tank and a half.
So
and how
what's
much
gas
is that?
like 99 cents a gallon right now?
Yeah, I think it crested.
So maybe that is a good deal then.
I mean, it's like $2 a gallon right now.
Right.
I
I
think.
got 209 yesterday or something like that.
But yeah, I would say an extra $150 on a ride like that. I mean, I asked for $50 when I go to Detroit because that well covers my gas and a little bit of the trip back. So
Still reminder of my Chicago trip. Don't remind me of that one. That was
you bring it up every time. I mean, I feel like you need to go to a priest or something. And like,
You need to get some therapy for that trip.
jeez.
I know.
All right. So this is kind of funny.
This is not funny to me.
So what's interesting is like you shared these two pictures, and was it in the same group?
yeah.
So this guy was complaining about it, and the other guy was
Yeah.
okay. So someone posts he said so it's an Uber Eats. It says Kevin. He goes, "Hi Kevin, what floor are you?" Or this guy's not. This guy's name's John, but the customer is Kevin. "Hi Kevin, what floor are you on?" "Third floor." John's response, "Thank you. Another driver will be completing this order." So he writes, "It's okay to ask the customer what floor they're on before you pick up the food and cancel for crappy third floor orders. Nothing in our contract or community policy prohibits discrimination solely on a customer's apartment floor. Order was going into my..." This is the crazy part. "Order was going into my own apartment complex, and I would have done it if he was on the first floor. Got all that, I lost my place. Got all that, the next driver to do that crap."
Lazy some bitch.
So before we comment on the other guy, so it's literally in your apartment complex, and you're not. Who doesn't want to? I mean, it's not like you're hauling Costco bottle of water. It's a bag of food.
And you're literally, like, it'd be one thing if this is your last run of the night and it's going like across town.
Yeah,
But you're going to
You're
your
going home.
house. You're going home and you're making money to do it.
right. And you're not going to walk up to the third floor. Then the guy posted in the same group. I wonder how close apart those were. I can't tell, but it says, you drivers who complain and whine about I'm not delivering to the third floor. F all of you. Do your job or F off. And I'm like, I kind of agree with them. It's third floor. It's not like
no.
200 pounds of dog food. So
I mean, and the first guy, the guy who made the original post, yes, he's right. There's no rule that says that you have to deliver it.
No, but why?
Completely within your right.
Right. But why? Aren't you out there to make money?
Right.
Well, Cece would bring up and say, you a-holes that are sitting at the airport. Like I used to be a staunch, I don't know if that's the word, a person that always stayed at the airport. Yeah. And she's like, you're giving up all this money that you could be making just to do an airport ride. So I guess it's,
I don't even think that compares.
No, that's not compared.
Because that guy was going home.
That's true. I forget about that part of it. Yeah, it's like.
I saw that and I was like, I sent the first one and I scrolled. It was probably 2 posts later, and the other guy posted.
Oh, so it was really close together.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah. Well, if you guys are listening and you don't want to walk to the third floor with your order, just stop listening.
Why?
We don't want you as listeners.
Stop doing Grubhub or
and
Uber Eats.
Somebody brought up a good point in one of the comments is that when you do that, sometimes people don't get their food.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Not that, like I said, the original guy has every right.
Yeah, he has a right to do that. We're not denying that. He's an independent contractor.
Right.
So,
but
I mean.
Big picture.
Yeah.
3 floors? Really?
Yeah. Honestly, this whole, I like the gig part of it, but as a consumer, I rarely get super fresh food. It's, it's not like it's bad, but I just feel like they were doing a double order and mine got put to the back. That's why I always tip a lot because honestly, I hate to say this, if I'm doing it and someone tipped me a lot more and they're going kind of in the same direction, I'm going to take the one that tipped more first. I mean, I mean, maybe I'm bad by doing that, but I don't go in order who requested it. Like, if you didn't tip me much, yeah, it's further out. I'm taking the one that tipped me more. So I guess call me an a-hole. That's fine.
Sorry.
Oh, I have nothing in the tip.
I sent you one.
I know. I didn't add it. Hold on. Let's see if I can.
Tip time.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of my friends who have sent me messages.
Oh, Lordy.
What's going on with Uber Eats? I never got my food, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, first of all,
Yeah.
do Uber Eats.
Right.
I don't work for them, but
Oh. I should have. So I know what I did. I ended up editing her name out, and then this one didn't, but I cut it out so no one really saw it. But
There we go.
go ahead, Pete.
let
Sorry.
me pull it up.
I apologize. Yeah, I didn't.
I forgot
I
I
can
sent.
here-
I know I sent one right away.
Here, I can put it in there. Okay. Hold on. I'll put it in the rundown. I got you. Hold on. All right. It's a little slow.
Come on, guys.
There, it's in there now. It's in the rundown.
So it says, I don't post questions here very often due to the rude comments some seem to enjoy giving. Pete.
You beat me to it.
But I need some honest opinions from fellow drivers. Just after lockdown on my last Uber ride, I was hit on the highway by another car. I reported it to Uber as I thought we were required to. That caused me to be deactivated till I could prove repairs were done. The body shop had it for 6 weeks. Uber took another week to reactivate my account, and it caused a mess with insurance. I've only been driving again for 2 weeks, and got hit by another car. Neither accident was my fault. I now have body damage on the opposite side. It isn't horrible, but it was clearly hit. I'm just going through my personal insurance this time, not Uber. However, I do not qualify for unemployment, was out 3 weeks sick with COVID. Symptoms just before COVID was recognized, drove 2 weeks before getting hit my first time. I simply cannot afford to lose any more income. I am already financially devastated by the previous loss. All that said, I'm considering going ahead and driving with a dent now in the car so I don't get hung up on losing more weeks of income. I'd appreciate constructive opinions on how you might handle this in a similar situation, and if differently, why would you choose to handle it that way?
Well, a couple of things. The comments, I saw the picture of the damage. It's more than a dent.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
It was pretty big.
It does look like somebody might be able just to pop it out, though.
I don't know if that's even a thing anymore.
No.
Is that? I mean,
I
You
don't
can.
know.
Yeah, you can pop out a thing and then.
But I mean, it's.
buff it.
It was more than.
It was pretty big.
Okay.
I got a dent in my tailgate.
I was kind of confused because she's in an SUV, and that dent is like pretty high up on the car.
Yeah,
It's not like down low.
Could have been a truck.
Could be.
There's times where they simply glue a thing to the car,
Yeah.
and then you can pull out. And then
I
you
saw
can
on a
actually
YouTube
remove
video,
it.
you just pour hot water on there and then use your plunger. So
I mean, I know it works. I just feel like things are so much more complicated with cars now. I think like back in the old day when maybe it was not as, I don't know.
Well, back then they were made of tin.
Well, they are now. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like, I feel like you couldn't do it now compared back then because they keep making cars lighter and lighter, so the metal gets thinner and thinner.
yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with someone driving with a dent. I have a dent in my tailgate. It's not super noticeable, but I mean, it's been there.
I would ride with somebody, and this has happened. I would ride with somebody that had dents on the outside of the car, as long as the inside of the car was clean.
Yeah.
Vacuum.
Right.
Like, as long as it wasn't like clearly a rust bucket and it might hit a bump and the wheel fall.
Right.
But as long as like the inside is nice and clean, I rode with a guy who had when I got my car accident through Lyft, I rode with a guy who had an Infinity, and the outside was like pristine, and I get in, and the inside, the cabin was like, there was crumbs on the floor, wrappers.
Yeah. Yeah.
First of all, you're driving an Infinity, you couldn't like.
I don't understand people's lazy. I mean, I don't expect a car to be spotless. You're working all day.
Right.
Like, I'll clean mine out for the day, but like, I do look back and I see some crumbs in there. I'm like,
And this was like a lot of crumbs. Like,
Yeah.
when I was driving full time, I'll drive all day and still not see that amount of crumbs.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. So what was the whole point? Like, what was she trying to ask? Because I know you commented.
I think she wanted to drive with the dent. My reply was, you risk getting deactivated again because people will do anything to get a free ride. Also, if you're doing Uber, when hit the second time, you are required to report it. You would be crazy not to, because that can also cause you to be deactivated.
Well, I think her problem is she's hurting for money. And so if she reports it to Uber, she's down until she gets it fixed. It may be covered.
She's in a almost a no-win situation, really.
Right.
Yeah, and I agree. I don't think people are, as like you say, hot to trot to report you, but that one's pretty big.
Right.
Although if the door functioned, I honestly probably wouldn't care. I mean, if I was a passenger, I'd be like, all right, well, clearly they had a shitty day, But as long as if I got, like you said, got inside and it looked real clean and everything, but yeah.
A lot of people suggested for her to do Uber Eats, which is also a good suggestion.
Popping right now.
Right.
Yeah, they don't care.
Nobody cares what your car looks like as long as the food is semi-warm.
Yeah,
and the cap's still on and sealed.
So yeah. And you're not scraping off the top like that guy from India.
Let me get some of that mashed potatoes.
That's a little full. Let me just level this out. So here's a question though: if you report it to Uber, then you can't do Uber Eats though, right? Because they're going to deactivate you off everything, or not? That's a good question.
I think that they turn off the car
for Uber X.
For Uber, no, your car is gone from the app,
so you can't do. So you would.
My guess is you can't do Uber
Interesting.
Eats.
Well, this also talks about being in a tip time is to diversify. If she had a couple of food delivery apps where she maybe not was active but didn't actively do it, then maybe she'd be like, screw Uber X, I'm going to just do food delivery.
Right. At least until her car goes in the shop.
Yeah, especially if she's not going to do it through Uber. If she's going to do it through her personal insurance, then Uber wouldn't. Yeah,
which if she doesn't have the right insurance, it's going to be
right. That was the other thing. Exactly. If she doesn't have a rider, she's
face it. Every insurance company is trying not to pay. So if they can figure out a way for her personal one not to pay, they're going to be like, you're going to have to go to Uber. So
right.
All right, we're going to jump into Facebook shenanigans. There's not much to this one. Just basically says trusting a surge is like eating bad food and trusting a fart. How you doing, Pete?
So far, so good.
Okay, I know you were stressing before we started. Just kind of funny. It's like trusting a surge is like eating bad food and trusting a fart. So nothing more to say about that.
Yep. And here's one.
This one's ridiculous.
One I stumbled across the other day. Does anyone know if you need a current license to drive an electric car?
Here's your sign.
I mean,
I say if the car drives more than 4 miles an hour, then yes, you need a license.
Well,
if you say car, while you're asking about driving it, then yes.
Yeah, I don't know where they thought that was a good question.
Maybe they thought since if it's an electric car, like maybe because some of the Teslas can drive themselves.
I guess.
Maybe, but even that's like a huge stretch.
I guess.
Out of that.
And then lastly, Peter here.
Last one. This one is a doozy. So what not to leave behind in an Uber car. I started doing Uber X again and Uber Eats. This is my welcome back to people gift. And for those of you who are listening to the podcast, this is, to me, a gigantic Wild Wild West revolver. Jason can probably explain a little bit better, but
I just think it just looks like the barrel is skinny. It's very long. It just looks like a 22. Either way, it's a weapon.
It looks like some Yosemite Sam shit.
Which he can't have now. This is not the right podcast for
or
that.
Elmer Fudd.
Or Elmo Fudd. They give him a sword instead of a shotgun. But yeah, this looks like a revolver, like a 22 or maybe a 380. But either way,
what are you guys doing? That's your car. You drop somebody off. You pull away. You turn around. In the back seat.
I call the police there. I don't move. I get out of the car. I lock it and
don't touch it.
Don't touch it because. You don't want to put your fingerprints on it and be like, "Hey, this guy left this in here," and they're just gonna. it'll be easy. They're going to collect it. They're going to get your information. They're going to see that the last person that they're going to, well, maybe they have to call Uber, but would you show them? Well, no, it doesn't tell you the name or anything. It doesn't even tell you the address anymore, does it? When you end the ride, you can't.
Well,
No.
but you can.
You can.
Well,
You could
You
just.
can see the name, and
Well,
that's it.
but
yeah.
And what
still
shows you
there,
the map?
Well, here's the thing. If
you're still there, right?
But yeah, if you're not at the house, what if you're dropping them off at like Meijer or
Right.
a bar or something? You don't know where they are. But yeah, that's what I would do.
Angela says it's definitely a 22.
See, thank you, Angela. Like I was looking at that barrel, I'm like, it's.
I'm just saying, it looks like some Yosemite Sam bullshit.
Well, the 22, if you I mean, the 22, it will kill you. I mean, if it hits you in the right spot. If it hits you in the stomach, it's going to be uncomfortable. But, it's still a gun.
Why do you know so much about guns?
Because I have a lot of them. And I have 22s and all that stuff. So, yeah. 22 will definitely do some damage. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining tonight. We really appreciate it.
It's good to be back.
It was good to be back. It was good to be back. So, yeah, I don't know what else we got. Just follow us on Instagram. Oh, we got something that we're thinking about doing on Instagram that I forgot to talk to Gabe about that, but it'll be kind of fun.
Yep.
And then so we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Twitch,
Only Miguel, Periscope.
And look up within the next month for our non-Patreons. We'll have the special for the gig economy. We're gonna post that out on Facebook as well.
What?
We talked about that.
I don't know. I'm confused what we're posting.
We're posting the interview that
We had for the Patreon. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
At some point, but yeah, thank you guys very much, and catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side. Thanks, guys.